check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, what's going on? You back, Goodfellow Sports TV. Let's talk a little bit about Jarrett Hurd. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video, man. And apparently Jarrett Hurd wants all the smoke with Jermell Charlo now. And doesn't it seem like Jarrett Hurd wants to fight Jermell Charlo more than ever now that Jermell Charlo was pretty much beaten and took that L to Tony Harrison? That's the question, because Jarrett Hurd wasn't this confident about fighting Jermell Charlo. And he said some things before Jermell Charlo lost to Tony Harrison, but if he was that confident, you feel that he would have took that fight sooner than later, right? All of a sudden now he's saying that he hoped Jermell Charlo beat Tony Harrison. He pulling for Jermell Charlo and all of that stuff. And, you know, he said he would fight Charlo for all the belts, but he neglected to mention if he'll fight Tony Harrison if he went on the belts to rematch Tony Harrison. Now, Tony Harrison fought Charlo, and obviously fought Charlo, but he fought Jarrett Hurd. It was beating Jarrett Hurd every round, it seemed like, until he got tired. So Jarrett Hurd don't seem too keen on fighting Tony Harrison. Now, if it's the belt you want, and you want to unify all three belts, then it shouldn't matter who had the belt. You know what I'm saying? I can understand if he beat Tony Harrison 2, 3, 4 times or something like that. All right, what's the point? But it don't matter. You beat him once, and you should want to give him a rematch. But this the same Jarrett Hurd that neglected to give Erislandy Lara a rematch. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to give Lara a rematch. So should we be so surprised that he don't want to give Tony Harrison a rematch? And pretty much would it be looked at as ducking if he didn't fight Tony Harrison for that third WBC belt and he moved up in weight? You know, but to get to the first point, why he seemed so happy and so upbeat about fighting Jermell Charlo, where's that same energy after you beat Erislandy Lara? Now, as I just explained in the live stream I just did, is that, you know, Jermell Charlo had the same opportunity to fight Erislandy Lara as Jarrett Hurd did. And he let Jarrett Hurd get that belt from Lara, and Jarrett Hurd instantly right after the fight started speaking like a businessman. For those who remember that, he instantly started speaking on, like, you know, I'm the A side. He said something like that, and they got to understand the fight happened on my terms. So he flipped the switch pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Hurd, he went from, you know, businessman. I mean, he went from bag season, strap season type to businessman. So at the same time, I understand that he got $1 million to fight Jason Wellborn, but that giddy up wasn't in your step when Charlo's name was mentioned. You know what I'm saying? He poked some fun at Charlo and said, you know, I'd like to fight Jermell Charlo. It'd be the easiest fight, and I want to expose him. But he wasn't talking like he talking now. And it's sad that now that Charlo done took that L, you know what I'm saying, now that Jarrett Hurd want to fight him more. And now if Tony Harrison win, that he don't want to fight Tony Harrison. Like, at the end of the day, it's funny how money changes people, man. You know, when you got something to lose, how different people act. And that's life. Now, you could be living reckless, you know, before you had kids, but now you got a kid to live for, and you got a family to take care of. It kind of changes. You know what I'm saying? It kind of changes for you, man, because, like, you used to be out here living reckless, messing with so many women, going to the club, riding a motorcycle. Now, if you go down, now your seed ain't got nobody, you know, to raise them or a father figure to look up to them for. So it's kind of like boxing. When you out here, you ain't got nothing to lose, and you playing with house money, and it ain't no expectations for you to be a world champion or nothing like that. Yeah, it's easy, but as soon as you get a championship belt, and now everybody want to give you their best shot, it's a different ball game. And for Jarrett Hurd, he sound like a true businessman now. And I ain't knocking him. That's what's fashionable in the sport of boxing. That's what's fashionable, looking like a businessman. That's very, very fashionable. So, you know, it is what it is, man. And it's funny because if Jermell Charlo had beat Tony Harrison, would he really been talking that greasy? Like he said, I'm pulling for Jermell Charlo to beat, you know, Tony Harrison. And yeah, because you seen the Huckleberry Railroad track get laid. You know what I'm saying? You see them put the railroad tracks down. You know, you seen the schematics, you seen the blueprint, you seen how it's done. Now you know how you can attack. Now you know its weaknesses. And that just tells me, that he wasn't that confident going into that original fight. It's easy when somebody laid a blueprint on how to beat somebody. It's easy when a guy get exposed. That's easy. Of course you're going to want to fight him now. You know that the manual will come with it, Jermell Charlo. If he get out of line, this is what you do to him. This is how you tame this lion. With Tony Harrison, he say, oh man, this dude improved. He got stamina. If he get a second look at me, he gonna know what to do. Even with Arizona Lara, you look at with Jarrett Hurd, man. Even with Lara, you look and say, man, I felt that Lara would have stopped him in the second fight. I felt that Jarrett Hurd would have stopped Lara, but Jarrett Hurd wasn't as confident of stopping Lara as the fans was. And the majority of people say, I don't understand why he don't take that rematch. I feel like he'd stop Lara. In the Castano fight, it seemed like Lara lost a step or two. It seemed like he lost a step or two. I'm like, if you rematch, come on, take the money. Fight for the fans, easy money. But hey, at the same time, he don't look at it the same way. He ain't as confident. I think he believes if some of these fighters get a second look at him and Jarrett Hurd, that they'll beat him. That they'll beat him. And that's funny, man, that Floyd gave out rematches. Ali gave out rematches. A number of all-time greats. Sugar Ray Robinson gave out rematches. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes gave out rematches. And today, that's another thing that we fail to talk about that hasn't taken place, like took place in the past, is, champions giving out rematches, fighters giving out rematches. Ain't nothing bad about giving out a rematch. Come on, man. Prove to your people, prove to everybody and solidify to do that. But, to close out, if he don't want to give Tony Harrison a rematch, I ain't mad at him. It is what it is, man. That'd be a huge fight down the line. Jarrett Hurd said he can stay at 154 for another year, I think he said. But it shouldn't matter who holds the WBC strap. If you want to hold all three, you want to hold 3 of the 4 titles and then go for the 4th title, it don't make no sense. Why not to have the WBC belt? That's the belt that, quote unquote, everybody holds with very high prestige. But if he don't want to fight Tony Harrison and he don't want to fight the rematch, I ain't mad. I won't be mad. You got to understand that's just the way he is. Jarrett Hurd ain't handing out no rematches. But then again, guess what? When the teapot ain't on your stove no more, you want to go over around the corner and get the teapot and borrow it back, but you didn't want to let them borrow it in the first place. They had to steal it back. Nah, bruh, you can't borrow the teapot. So if you don't give out rematches, don't expect rematches in return, okay? If you don't give out rematches, don't ask nobody else to rematch you. You lose, you take that L. And when you fight Jarrett Hurd and for your belt, you want to get a rematch clause in there. Because Jarrett Hurd ain't about giving no brothers no rematch. He ain't about giving nobody a rematch. But, I know he ain't going to fight Tony again. That was a tough fight for him. And Harrison can punch. He just ran out of stamina, man. But I don't see why not. But that's just how Jarrett Hurd is cut, man. So he pretty much praying that Jermell Charlo win this fight. And plus, don't forget, Jermell Charlo, he got the sauce. Jermell Charlo got the sauce in the division. He bring more money than Tony Harrison. So he should have thought about that when he was dancing and prancing around and said he had shoulder surgery, but ain't say he needed shoulder surgery when he was about to fight Kell Brook. If Kell Brook would have fought him, he would have fought him with that bum shoulder. So he played with his money by not fighting Jermell Charlo by saying we want to fight 2 right-handed fighters. But that Charlo bag, they showed him the analytics. They showed him the potential. You make this versus Charlo, you make this versus Harrison. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He ain't going to get Jaime. I heard Jaime might move up or something like that. But, hey, that's his prerogative, man. He sat there and he pissed the fight away. And marinating going wrong. Because if Tony Harrison beat Jermell Charlo again, which in some people believe is a true 50-50 fight, or they slightly favor Charlo. But if Harrison beat Charlo again, then it should be an example to all these fighters like Wilder and all these other fighters sitting here marinating these fights. A loss can come. A L can come. So you need to make these fights happen while they hot before you lose your money. You lose your bag. But hey, it is what it is, man. It's Goodfella Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget, me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos, man. It's the best way to help out. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, at thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much, much more. Website, promo code in the description. Check them out, man. They definitely got some dope products. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. You want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Best way to donate is to just share the videos, man. But it's Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.